was really doing well, and then all of a sudden, the retirement market stopped. It literally froze. And Stu said, I'm not going to participate in that. I'm going to grow. And by him working with Rich and the things that he's doing, he's now pushed himself up in the position where he's number one in the market. He wants to have a growth from 22 to 30 executives before the year is over. He hadn't told me yet what his BHAG is going to be for 2011. We haven't discussed that yet. But he did tell me, let me finish this year out and mark that goal. And he's got folks that he's talking to right now. And what we're going to do is after he shows you his presentation, then I've asked, drawing a blank, help me. Anita, yes, I had that right on the tip of my tongue. I've asked Anita and Stu to be part of a panel to where they're going to share a little bit about what they're doing, and then you can ask questions of them and say, well, how'd you handle this, or, you know, what do you find the resistances in the market, or what's the pushback that you're getting, and so on, how are you overcoming the pushback, and so forth. So that's the schedule for the rest of the morning today. So with that introduction, go wow 'em, Stu.
Thank you. First off, this is a dynamic presentation. Not meaning dynamic to the agent, it means it's always being improved. As a matter of fact, I was working on it last night at midnight. Okay? And I will probably be working on it for the rest of my career. And as he went through this today, I said, got that, ooh, didn't get that, got that, as he was going down with it, okay? I had the list, and there were things I wanted to do. So it is dynamic in that it's alive, and it will change. A lot of it is because the market does change. It remains the same, and then it changes like that song. Okay, so what I'm going to do is just role play to the room, role play to nobody in particular. Hi, Sean. I really appreciate the fact that you came over here, and I've been looking at your performance, your numbers, and as I told you the other day, phenomenal in this market. You know, and you shared with me that you did have a lot of foreclosures, and you were working with short sales and so forth. You know, Sean, part of my deal is, you know, how does somebody do that? I always like to learn. If nothing else comes out of an interview, you know, how do you do that in a market that looks like this market seems to look like? And I understand that you just a lot of hard work, but it has to be intelligent work. So thank you for that. I just like to give you an idea about what we have here, how, you know, just our conversation, no matter what decision you make, may be an advantage to you. Realty Executives, Smoky Mountains, we've been in business for a little over 10 years here. Of course, Realty Executives has existed quite a bit longer. They started in the late 70s, and they were the actual beginners of the so-called 100% program. And I know you know about us because we've been in the market for a while. Our company promise here is that in an industry where most companies focus on the average agent, we don't do that. That's why I'm talking to you. You know where you are in the stats, right? I mean, you've looked at them. I've looked at them. You're number 10 right now. And you're probably the third highest non-broker owner agent in the market. And that's why I'm speaking with you. And thank you for allowing me the opportunity. We do look for those top producers. A little bit about me, you know. I was in the service for about 10 years, and I was licensed in San Diego in '69. Gene was licensed about a year before that. I was still in the Navy. So at any rate, and I licensed here in Tennessee in '86. And of course went right in as an agent. I had another company and decided to get out and get back in real estate. Then I was with that company, you know, the ones that have the funny color coat. Used to, they don't anymore. And I became a national instructor for them. And enjoyed that, learned an awful lot, learned a lot about top producers and top top brokers, people like yourself. Learned a lot about what motivates them, but then I find everybody's an individual. You agree with that? Everybody does things differently. I agree with that. I also was an instructor for Timeless Technologies, which was my ex-boss at Century 21. He and I started a company teaching agents how to work on their computers. That does not mean I'm a computer expert. It means I could get through that time in life helping people who didn't know anything about them. And then, of course, I've been a broker owner for this, and I am the chair for the education committee and the board. One of the things Realty Executives, of course, it is closely followed, and it's beginning in Phoenix, Arizona, in the 70s, and like I said, it was a leader of the concept of 100%. And of course, now thousands of executives in countries around the world are on board, and you'll find that we don't have the most people lots of times, but that's on purpose. We do just like I'm doing. We talk to the cream of the crop. You don't think you're the cream of the crop. I like that in an individual. There's some humility. I don't think it's self-effacing particularly, but that's some humility. And you are. You're in the top of your game, and you're in the top group in the top of their game. That's why we're talking to you. That's why I'd like to have this. I'd like to tell you a little bit, first off, just to give you a little bit more in depth. Realty Executive Smoky Mountains, we have some core values. God-based thinking and action, service to God, adherence to the golden rule, passionate promotion of freedom and democracy, profound respect for and defense of the ideals set forth in the Constitution of the United States. And our profit is derived from service to mankind. It took me a while to find. You know, it took me 2 years to get to this. I have a mentor. He's half my age. I was teaching real estate when he was just getting started in real estate. And you know, one of the things, I have this mentor, I talk to him every Thursday. And he knows that sometimes we have things I have to do by that time on Thursday. And sometimes I do them all on Thursday morning. He knows that. And I probably do them very poorly, but the fact is, it makes me do them. One of the things was he started off with this, and for a year he tried to teach me what core values were, and it took me a long time. And he gave me, the last time we met in Savannah, he gave me some paperwork, and I read over it 4 or 5 times, and finally the aha light came on. I found out that core values are something that you can apply to any business. I could make undershorts with this. I could make matches. Don't you agree? It's not industry specific. But this is our core purpose. Dedication to honesty and excellent service to our executives and their customers and clients. To promote freedom and the American dream through affordable home ownership, including those second homes. Always seek to improve our service. Utilize cutting-edge technology to better serve our executives. I know you're good with that technology, I can tell. Yeah, you're right. It's the only way to go. Realize profit derived from providing excellent service to our client, and that's the executives. My client is the clients and customers of the executives, but through the executives. So the folks in this office, like you, are my clients. I am not a selling or listing broker. My wife does, you know that. And sometimes I help her, but my job is to run a company. Got any real? Well, yeah, I don't need to operate. I don't need to sell as long as I have people like you on board. That's the reason. You've got a seesaw here. I can either go out and produce. Now, this is my philosophy, and a lot of other people don't agree with that. There are a lot of great brokers in the world and in this county that they produce themselves. They're great, and they're good brokers. I'm just not capable of doing both. That's just not me. I can't do that. I have a lot on my plate anyway. But I don't see where I can be honest and fair to you if I'm out there trying to do business and I may have potentially the same client or customer. Again, that's my own take, but that's... You have any other? Oh, okay, we'll discuss if there's something else that comes up. A little bit about the international. It is an international company. They're based in Phoenix. The founder, Dale Richter, actually had this idea of 100% where agents were worth all their money. And that very often, very rarely, where the brokerages have the right to take half of that money. Now, I used to train in the Century 21 system that I trained brokers and all how to take half of their money and make them happy about it. But, you know, I still really wasn't convinced. I tried to make a lot of Century 21 companies come into a 100% process. Only a handful of them ever thought. By the way, I trained several thousand agents and several hundred brokers on agent relationships. So what we're talking about here, I have a little bit of a background in that. Yeah, I was with them for actually training for about 4 years, training in the South mainly. At any rate, we have an international website, and that website allows you to log on. There's lots of goodies there. Some are, a lot are free. A lot are, I know you were Remax, yes, and you folks have a lot of those too. And they're good. They're good tools. I think our tools are just as good and probably better, and we'll be glad to talk a little bit about in depth on that. But these tools allow you to streamline your business and do a better job. Do you use the tools at Remax? Oh, not a lot. Okay. Have you looked at them very much? Okay, well, in spite of not using the tools, you're doing real well. We have great tools, and I'd like you to look at them. Part of it is the international website that leads you into those tools. Involved in there, you've got free email, executive and office profile web pages, so forth, and we're just rolling out a whole bunch of new, innovative ways to stay in contact, an actual suite of things to do to actually help you stay in front of your clients from now on. You know, the old cliche, you want clients and customers or clients for life. Well, you know, you can't do that by just talking about it. You actually have to have some tools to do it. And as busy as you are and the type of business you're doing, I know you have one assistant, but you know, you need these tools to help you and her keep you at that top and grow. We've got these kind of tools, and a lot of it's free, like I say. Realty Generator. Now, this is totally voluntary, and you may not be interested in it. I have about 7 agents using Realty Generator, and it's a really great lead generation program. It is an extra fee. I do charge for the use of it. You can opt in if you want or opt out, but it allows me to help the agents grow their business, and we'll go in depth on that if you'd like to. I know you do a lot of your own lead generation. This may or may not, and you have a great website. This may or may not apply, but it's there. Executive Edge, this is the print marketing center, and there is another part of Executive Edge that is part of that suite of contact management and so forth, to use a short term, to help you stay in front of your clients. You can get print and so forth at very inexpensive rates, or some of this is free. Referral network, just like Remax, we have a great referral network. Do you use that? Do you get much? Yeah, our market doesn't get a lot of referrals, do we? Outgoing or incoming, just the nature of our business. But have you done some? Okay, we have too. By the way, we don't have floor time in here. Now you wonder why I put that in, but I know you don't over there either. But what we've done is we take your name, and every agent's name is on the calendar for floor time every day. You don't have to be here. And when a call comes that's truly cold, or we have a referral come in that is not assigned to an agent, during that time of day that you're on, you'll get the first chance to turn it down. So we always keep you up there. So you get all the advantages of having floor time. And Patricia over there, that's her job, or Jean's or mine, to get these people to you if it's cold. So yeah, absolutely. We will make sure you don't miss anything. The other thing is, all calls that come to you, we make every effort they go right to you. We want nobody between you and your over in Remax it doesn't always happen. Well, I won't tell you we're 100% at this, but we sure strive to. We strive to, and I'll tell you a little more in depth how we do a conference call and make sure you get your calls if they do come in here. Knowledge Point. Now, this is literally a big library, and you can log on it and get all kinds of things. To be frank, I haven't gotten in there near as much as I need to, but it's a wonderful tool, and your assistant probably would be in here more than yourself, gathering information you might need for your business. Niche marketing. Boy, we have a lot of Latinos here, don't we? They just love Pigeon Forge and Gatlinburg, and we're grateful for them because they filled a lot of jobs that need to be filled. So we have a niche marketing. Do you do much? You haven't yourself? Okay, but we have more people, and more of them, thank goodness, are starting to buy homes. What we do have that is actual materials from international that will help us with that. Also, we have what we call homeworks, and this is for niche marketing with teachers and so forth. Now, in our market, probably the way we do things, you wouldn't have that as much use for that, but it's there if you think it's a good place to go. Can you see how Realty Executive Tools can help you in your professional activities? So, could they boast what you're doing? You think they might? Good. Well, I appreciate that. Appreciate that. We've found that they are very helpful, and of course, you have to use tools to make them effective. If you have a toolbox and you don't pull the tools out, you're not going to get anything done with something you need those for. From agent to executive, Realty Executive Smoky Mountains is the company for exceptional people, people with character, leadership, sales skills it takes to reach the highest levels of success. That's why I'm talking with you. You've already proven you're there. It's created, of course, for real estate professionals who are seeking to reach the pinnacle of their profession, the executive level. For those who soar above the crowd, not on the power of a franchise, lifting them up, but on their God-given power and talents to soar with the eagles. Well, here's what some of my agents say about it. You know Wanda. Yeah, Realty Executive Smoky Mountains, by far the best deal in the country for many reasons, and she goes over some of those. There's Colby. Yeah, I know you've done a deal with Colby recently. Yeah. Well, that's he says. He likes to work with me and with the company. And, of course, it says when, they need me, I'm there. Other times, I don't need assistance. He allows me to do business I know how to do. Colby could run his own business. In fact, he ran his own business for his dad years ago. And he just called me the other morning with a real sticky one. Now, this man could have answered that question, but what was neat, he had me to bounce it off of and say what the problem was, and this is what he thought the solution. We brainstormed it a little bit together. We made a couple of little adjustments, and he's off and going. 90% of the time when Colby or any of them call me, they've already got it answered, but it's nice to have somebody to bounce it off of, and that's part of my job. Basically, here at Realty Executives, we are a support organization. And then this is from Jay. Jay's really, for a young man, he's blowing them away, isn't he? And he says, I have the freedom to run my real estate business. The broker is still the broker, but he knows that I understand my business and clients, and I always do. I always work to give them the best service I can. So I'm there when he needs him, but not trying to control his everyday business, and I don't. I love it. He's just the best deal in town. Sadly, not enough people try to recruit my top agents. I've asked them, and anybody trying to recruit you? And they say no. And I say, what a ridiculous thing. Every one of you should be getting mails and calls from brokers. And if you're not, Jay's one it was because he has a very close personal relationship with another broker who he had worked with for a while. And I know they talk, and one time I said, well, so what do you think? He says, don't worry, Stu, I'm not leaving. So I really like that feedback from Jay. By the way, he grew up in the business. His dad is a top producing agent in Columbus, Ohio. Has been for years and years. Can you see the importance of aligning yourself with the right company in the current market? I know RE/MAX is a good company. Did you know RE/MAX actually was sort of born out of Realty Executives? Yeah, Dave Leninger was with us. You know who he is? Yep. Yeah, and he went off to open up another Realty Executives franchise or something, and 30 or 40 days or so later, suddenly RE/MAX was. I like to say it's RE/MAX, Realty Executives to the max, but they're not. We're to the max. We're the ones. And here's some of the things. Full service real estate company, 100% of your commissions. We have free websites if you need them. International recognized franchise. Like I said, we predated an awful lot of them. Unmatched support. Merely because I don't charge great big chunks out of your commission. Doesn't mean I don't give you the support. I challenge most of the brokers in this county to support you better than I do, and I mean those people are taking 50%. So you get your support. Promote as you wish. That's freedom to creative with all the things you want to do for yourself. Be in the business for yourself, not by yourself, though. Share the knowledge. Obviously, we've got all kinds of meetings and conventions and so forth that we can go to, but right here, we're going to share the knowledge too. And our promise, obviously, negotiate your own referral and listing commissions. I need to know what they are so I can support you, but you get that now? Oh, they sort of have a plan. Interesting. Something I just learned. Well, and if you should leave us, you can take it all with you. Every bit of it. I want you here. Why would I do that? Because I do want you here because you want to be here. I don't want you to be handcuffed to your listings, to my company. If you decide this is not the place to be, I want you to leave. That's why everybody is here, because they want to be, and I want them to want to be. Let's talk a little bit about the compensation plans. You and I spoke, and that was your first question up front, so I told you what it was a little bit. But the monthly office fee is $350. Transaction fee, if it's over $3,000 or over, it's $135. Less than $3,000 is $135, and $3,000 and up, it's $350 per side. So if you go out and sell another one of those big commercial things that you did, and you get a $70,000 commission, I get $350. That's it. How do I? Well, I got to have a lot of people like you. That's how I got to do it to keep the business going. Of course, all your transaction fees are the same on all of the plans that I'm going to show you, but these are the only fees. I do not. Now, every year you have to charge a renewal fee, right, with RE/MAX. Okay. And 5% is that on every transaction? Okay. That's it. And I pay the franchise fees out of those. I've got a plan B, and that's a team. And this one wouldn't come to you, actually. This is a team. This is if two executives are working together, they're equal, they're on every listing and on every sale, then it's $250 a piece or $500 for the team. Plan C is coming closer to yours. It's not exact, but come closing, and that's using licensed assistants who are not selling or listing. Now, only the primary one is. So that primary or main executive, that's $350, and then each licensed assistant is $70 a month, and that $70 is not mine. That $70 goes to franchise. It's a flow-through. Yeah, see, there are some things that differentiate us from RE/MAX. You told me you had it made and you had a pretty good compensation. I think you will find. Now, it may be pennies, but in a way, it's the concept. And I'll explain that just a little bit more. A licensed assistant can show properties, write contracts, and so forth. We don't say they can't do that. It's just the executive signature has to be on all the listings and all the sales. Non-licensed assistants, there's no fee, no charge, and they can sit at your desk. They can work with you. I think you're going to start getting the concept that I got here, Shane, that I'm not the broker getting the commission and your commission and then sharing your commission with you. And that's the traditional. I'm not even RE/MAX that says that you earn this commission, but we're in control of it. Your money is yours. You pay me fees to support you. I'm your backup. That's my concept. You're free to grow and do whatever you want. It's your business, and I'm supporting your business. That doesn't mean I abdicate my responsibility as broker. I am the broker for the state, and the board, and all of that, and I'll meet that. And if we have a problem, you'll know about it. But I leave you alone. I let you grow your business. You run your own business. It's your business. And another thing that comes out of that, when you bring your check into me, it's your money, so why would I keep it? I understand that some companies, I don't know if you're that, they keep it for several days because they view it as their money they're sharing with you. Concept is it's your money and you're paying me a fee. Why would I keep your money? I have no right. I better pay you interest if I keep it. Now, there are office fees. I know you have an office over there if you want to. I have a private office, about 100 square feet, and that's $150. And then the semi-private office. And two people can share the private office. It's just between them. I do have a 3070, but that wouldn't apply to you, obviously. Can you see how what separates us from, yeah, there are some things, aren't there? Yeah, the compensation is better. You're comfortable over there in many ways. I know you had said that. But when I called you several months back and asked you about the change of the company into RE/MAX, the first thing you told me is it's costing me a lot more money. Is this better? Okay. At Realty Executives, we recognize that people do business with the executive, not the company. The company serves, as I said, as executive support system, allowing you to concentrate on your customers and clients and building your personal brand. It's my job. That's why I don't compete with you. That's why I put all my energy into growing and managing the company. And here again, it goes over again. The guarantee says if you feel our office is not the right for you, you can leave it. And if in good standing, you can take all your buyers and sellers, all your listings. We do have a friendly environment here. There are people that I had on my list to talk to that I have since taken off my list because of input from other agents and so forth. The bigger an office gets, the more harmonious it needs to be, and the harder it is to do that. A lot of individuals, sometimes egos. In this market, it's scary sometimes, and we need to have an office that everybody respects everybody. We respect you. And so there is not everybody in this market, even top producers. There's top producers I will not talk to. That's why I'm glad to speak with you, because I think you fit from what we've talked about. Saw some things here. You agreed with me on some things that we had. Is there anything else? Do I have an office ready for you right now? If that's the case, believe me, I can have an office ready for you right now. You ready to make that move from agent to executive? Come on. Come soar with the eagles. Join us.